I am really excited about my next guest. Evelyn Brink is an international coach, author, speaker, and supermom to Tuffle and Momo. She works with rock stars in the spotlight, leaders who need to match their intelligence with the way they come across, and mentors women business owners to grow their business into prosperity from the pleasure mindset. She's known to create the impossible in her own life and in corporations from BBC, Channel 4 to NASDAQ. Evelyn has been working around the world, publishing CDs, was seen on TV, and wrote a few books. She loves coaching women into getting what they want in a way that feels extremely good. She says, turns out you can have it all. Welcome, Evelyn.
Hello, Bea. Thank you.
In my books, you are the incarnation of success. Like I've already said that in the introduction. You have been #1 Madonna impersonator. You have traveled the world with your show. You have even played at the Firebird in New York. Like whoever knows New York or who knows the scene about where to play, this is like the place to be, to watch cabaret or something that is not on Broadway. So, and now you're running this amazing, freaking successful coaching business. Like your name, in my mind, is paved with success.
Oh my God, I love this. This is great. Keep going, please. Continue. Elaborate more.
So,
wow.
The question comes up, how do you do this? How did you do that?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll tell you all about it's really nice. I just want to have your eyes now. I want to look at myself and think, whoa, I am the incarnation of success. Obviously, I don't feel it the same way, right? Because I live this life day to day, and there's so much more to it. So the people who are going to be watching this, what do you think they most need to hear so that I can tailor what I'm going to be sharing about how I did what to them, and they get lots of value from it? Oh, having said that, here comes my special assistant. Another success story, actually. Tuffle, darling, can I have my space now? Because I'm recording something, and it's really important, as I said before, to have my time now. Yes, do you want to say hello? Hello.
Hi, Tofel.
Yes. You were going to ask me? Yes, you can. I said that earlier. The keys are where they belong, and please don't disturb me. I need to just do this now, yeah? If you feel sick, you'll let me know, and I'll help you out as usual. Yeah, that's beyond this. Bye. I love you. That's my biggest success story there.
Yeah.
You are my success story. Bye. Love you. Come, no disturbing. Just close the door and let mommy do her work, please. Thank you so much. I love you too. It's half term, everybody, and that's what it's like to be a mom and run a business and rock. And this happens on pretty much every recording or call. I get at least one of my special assistants coming to support the cause. Okay.
Yeah, so let's start with that success story there.
That success story. Well, what you've just seen is the world's first survivor of ultra short gut syndrome to this extent. So my son was born and had an operation when he was, I think, 12 hours old, because it takes time until they get ready. But basically straight out the womb. Because they knew something wasn't right with his bowels. And so they removed everything that was kind of not okay. And that turned out to be pretty much everything. And then they closed him back up and got me into the quiet room. Well, me and my husband, we weren't married. And the surgeons looked at the floor and said, we're so sorry. We don't think he's going to make it. We've just never seen anything like it. It was just, everything was destroyed. Everything being everything of the bowel. And to turn a very long and very intense and very emotional story short right now, you've just seen him. He's almost 11 years old. He lives an amazing life, and he's completely intravenously fed. So he's completely artificially fed into the central bloodstream because he has no absorption of food. So it's fascinating. And he's the first person to survive that, to have that little bowel from birth. And so there weren't any textbooks to tell us how to deal with exactly that. And there are the people who are artificially fed. So, I mean, we have references, but to that extreme, there aren't, but there are now, including my book that has gone on to save other little people's lives. And he's being used as a poster boy for what's possible with artificial nutrition, because as you maybe just saw, he looks completely normal, right? He's not particularly, he doesn't look like anything's missing, which is just phenomenal. So it shows doctors around the world now what's possible with artificial nutrition, which used to be like a last leg kind of resort of we use it if we have to, and we try not to use it long term. Now there's more and more people living with it long term, but also to see that even for a child, even for a baby, even for someone having nothing else, never had anything else but that, ta-da, like it's amazing what's possible. So that's my latest success story, I would say.
Yes, and it's like demonstrating that the impossible is possible, because it's just another door that we step through that we haven't seen yet.
I mean, that's my favorite topic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looked impossible for him to live. He's very much alive. It looks impossible for, well, I was told I would never work again. And as you just said, I'm running a successful coaching business. So I am running a company. I am working. I've been flown into Dubai again in December to do some workshops there. I mean, I'm doing all right, so it's possible.
And I also remember that you were told that you will never walk again.
Dance.
Dance. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pre the whole thing. But yeah, we're talking about what's not possible. I was told I wasn't going to dance again because of my foot injury that would be reoccurring. They sent me home with the crutches and said, yeah, take them home, you'll need them. Yeah. And then the next day, I think I really kicked off the Madonna career big time. I really grinned as I was in my high heel boots. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I was told I wasn't going to be a singer because I had a dysfunctional voice, and I healed my voice. It, only took 10 years, but I did it, and I became a singer. And as you just said, I had my own solo show in very prestigious venues, and I've recorded albums and CDs. I've got 5 published CDs and 3 albums, 2, 3 albums. Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
And so things are possible. You can't make money from art. I have made money from art. What else is not possible? Oh, leaving my husband, not possible financially and physically, because there's so much. You can't underestimate how much work it is to have a child with extras. And I'm sure with a fair few of the people listening, if they're parents, then some of you will have children with extras. Like, it's really quite a bit to handle. And so it is actually too much to handle for 2 people. I mean, when we were in hospital, we were in the high dependency unit. We had 2 nurses and 4 nurses and 2 doctors or something in the room 24/7. And then I went home by myself. I mean, that's kind of hardly possible. Thankfully, 2 years later, I got night support. I mean, the whole story of my son was just crazy, because I had to be up in the night between 4 and 13 times to do cares. That's a lot for anyone who hasn't got a reference point. I know new moms, like everyone's like, and new mom's up in the night a lot. Yes, and it's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard, but double that or triple it or whatever, because I don't know anyone who has to be up 13 times a night, or 5 times on average, or 6 or whatever, and do it's different. I have a second child. It's different to breastfeed in the night than to do a dressing change, a sterile one, or remove vomit and poo from the entire bed and change the sheets and deal with cables and whatever. So that's a pretty impossible life. How do you survive that? Not sleeping and then being up in the day regardless? Because remember, the first years, there's no childcare in the day. Plus, you can't just get anyone to childcare because you got a kid with extras. I don't have an answer how that works. I also don't know how I wrote a book. Got that out in the time. But I have a book that I wrote in those times when I didn't even sleep much. So it obviously did get done. But those are impossible things. You definitely can't write a book. You can't do that.